Welcome back to video number 2 in the Buyer's Masterclass brought to you by the Blankenship Group of Wallace Real Estate. I am April Blankenship. I am a real estate broker in East Tennessee, and I'm also a team leader of a 7-person team who chooses to partner together and serve all of Middle Tennessee and East Tennessee. This video today is geared towards searching for properties, whether that is land or homes, and kind of what that looks like. When is the right time to search? What does it look like when we're out looking at properties? What should we be looking at for each home? So let's dig in and get started. The first thing that I want to talk about is when and where. So when to start looking at actual property or homes. If you are considering a move from out of state or out of the area or even the next town over, if you are going to be buying immediately, of course, we will start our search immediately. But we say all the time, actually finding the house or the land is a lot easier than finding the area that you like. So the very first thing that I think is important, whether you're coming from abroad or local, is to find the area that you really want to live in. So for example, we'll have people come in from out of state to come visit, and they'll want to look at 5 or 6 houses, but they're not going to buy for at least another year. It's actually a much more valuable use of your time to drive to the neighborhoods of those properties, because seeing the inside doesn't really help right now because you're not buying anything right now. But seeing the neighborhoods, where they're located in the areas that you're choosing, is far more valuable, because then as we start to ramp up closer to the time in which you're going to purchase, you're going to remember searching. Did you love downtown Maryville? Did you really like Livingston? Hey, maybe you really love Jamestown and out in the middle of, Sparta, where there isn't a lot of people but a great historic town. What area did you like? So that's the first thing we want to narrow down. Long before we look for houses, we're going to look at areas. So again, whether you're coming from afar or you're local, the first thing you're going to want to do is look at areas. When it is time to look for houses, we are going to sit down with you and we're going to be very detailed about the things that you want to look for. We're going to set you up on an MLS search, but you also have lots of wonderful resources at your fingertips. With technology today, we have lots of different search engines you can use. Now, remember that the things that we set up for you in the MLS are specific to what you asked us for. For example, if you're looking for land and you want unrestricted land because you want to have a mini farm with mini cows, chickens, you want to have, little piglets, all the things, that's unrestricted land. There's actually not a way to search for that as far as I know. As far as this video, the time of this video, there's not a way to search for that in a lot of the most popular search engines. So there is a way to search for that in our local MLS. So when we set you up a search, it is specific to your parameters. So you know that when you get those properties in your email, we did that for you, and that is specific to you. Now, as we go ramp up to go look for properties in person, there's a couple things that I really want you to be aware of. Number one, let's talk about cameras and audio. So many sellers nowadays are installing cameras and audio in properties. So we want to make sure that every property that we go into, that we want to make sure that our comments stay positive or we keep them to ourselves until we are away from the property and can speak freely. Not all of these cameras, not all of the audio are visual, and we can't see them all the time. And so just know that when we look through properties, we really have to make, whether we take a mental note, whether you take notes on your phone for questions that you want to ask outside of the property, we're just aware of those. This is a very popular new trend that people are watching buyers view their homes live and in person. So we want to really be careful of that. Make sure that we leave the property in the same condition in which we got it, with all the lights off or, doors locked, all those kinds of things. Also, we want to make sure that we tour things that you really are interested in. One of the things I'll hear from people sometimes is say, well, I really like these 3 houses, but let's just throw this 4th one in because it could be a possibility. If you don't love it and it's already on the B list, let's not look at it unless it's really something that you're like, oh, I keep coming back to it. Okay, well then that's important. But let's evaluate each house so that we are not looking at so much that you have information overload. We are looking at the things that really would suit your needs, that you are very interested in. All right, now this is important before we go and we end and wrap up here, is when you are in an exclusive buyer agency with a realtor that you trust and is working hard to find you the properties that you want. We are your representation. It is our job to call other listing agents to get information for you. If you find a for sale by owner that you would like to look at that property, we will give them a call for you. We strongly suggest that you don't reach out to other listing agents and for sale by owners, because then that gives the illusion that you're not represented. And then we lose power when we can't really negotiate on your behalf. So remember that it's our job and we love this stuff. Don't reach out to them directly. Reach out to your trusted realtor and we will get that information for you so that we can make sure that we are getting all the information that you need, because by now we already know you. We know what you're looking for, what your expectations are, and what kind of information would best suit you. So let's make sure that we are always reaching out to our trusted realtor. We are asking them the questions that we need to know about each property and asking them to get the information that we need to make the best decision for our family. All right, as you search for land, let's talk about land. If you're going to look for land, one of the great things about Tennessee is you can everything is so open, not as many fences as some other states. So you can drive around and look at the different properties literally from the street, and then kind of narrow down which ones that you want more information on. So let's say you drive past 10 properties. We get a list together, we give you 10 properties, you drive them, and 3 of them are very interesting. Now we're going to narrow those down. We're going to get you all the information, disclosures on those. We're going to get you the information that isn't really accessible to the general public. It's in the private agent notes or attached to the MLS listing. Once we do that, we can kind of really tick down and see if this property is going to fit your needs. Does it have restrictions? Maybe it has a creek on it and it's going to cost you a little bit more per month to insure it because it has flood insurance, those kinds of things. So looking for land, it is really a best practice to drive by them. You don't even have to get out of the car. Drive by. Do you like the neighborhood? Do you like the area? Do you like the other homes in the area? How do you like the topography of the land? How do you like, is it wooded? Is it cleared? Is it, does it go down? Does it go straight up a hill? Is it going to fit your needs? And then bring us back those properties so that we can really dig into each one. I hope this has helped. If you have any additional questions, let us know. But setting good expectations with your trusted real estate professional is absolutely key when you are searching for properties, so we do not waste your precious time with information overload and properties that won't work for you. Let's narrow them down and really dig into what is best for your family, your wants, your needs, and your budget. I hope this has helped. Stay tuned. We look forward to seeing you in our third video of our Buyers Masterclass. It is another short video brought to you by the Blankenship Group, and this is going to be about the offer process from beginning to closing and wrapping up that real estate goal of buying land or a home in Tennessee.